Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy to have you here to discuss the court order that came down today, the decision. With us today are three commissioners representing each group within the commission. In alphabetical order, we have Commissioner Donna Callahan, who's affiliated with the Democratic Party. We have Commissioner Anthony Eade, who's not affiliated with the Democrats or the Republican. And we have Commissioner Cynthia Orton, who's affiliated with the Republican Party. You've seen the decision. We've shared that information with you. And without further ado, we'll open the floor up for questions to the commissioners. Thank you.
Hi all, Ben Solis here, Gongwer News Service. Just going to throw out an easy one. Just first reactions to the order. Yeah, I know that you all were very confident in your work, and despite some bumps in the road in the voting process, you guys landed on a map that was approved by the court and complied. So just wanted to get each of you a statement to see what you have to say.
Okay, I'll go. Well, it's a relief. I'm so glad the court says that our map complies and agreed with the map, approved the map, and that finally it's over. It feels like it's over. We hope it's over.
I'll go ahead and say I am very, very happy that the court approved the map. I think we have done a good job of giving the citizens of Michigan a fair, nonpartisan map that they can have complete confidence in. So I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Ben. It's nice to see you. I wholeheartedly agree, my fellow commissioners. It's a big victory for fair maps, a big victory for the state of Michigan. And it just shows that the process that we've undergone over the past couple months has been a good process, and a process that can work perhaps not only in Michigan, but nationwide to have fair maps.
John King with Michigan Advance. Now that you've got approved maps and you're at the end of this process, what do you think are the lessons that have been learned through this?
That's a great question. There have certainly been a lot of ups and downs throughout this process. There have been things that as a commission we've gotten right and things we've gotten wrong. We're currently in the middle of putting together a report that will go over a few of those things in great detail. But I think right now we're just happy and relieved that, we made it this far. Looking forward to future commissions, I think our hope is that they can learn from some of our successes and some of our failures and take this work that we've now completed and improve upon it in the future. Anyone else want to take a stab at that one?
I think you said it very well. I don't have anything to add.
Me neither. I thought it was a good answer.
Hey, this is Beth LeBlanc with the Detroit News. I had a quick question, and apologies because I haven't tuned into some of the more recent meetings, so this might have been discussed. But what is the plan from here on out now that they're approved in terms of like disbanding or decommissioning the commission at this point?
So that's a great question. Hello, Beth. It's nice to see you. We do have a dormancy policy in place that was voted on a couple of years ago now. So I think the plan at this point is to tie up the loose ends that we have. We have to submit these reports, both the commission report and the dissenting reports, and make sure all the bills are paid. But once we tie up those loose ends, the plan is to go into our hibernation state, and then we'll essentially won't be here unless there is another lawsuit down the line.
Thank you. Ben, your hand was up.
It was, but I'm gonna let Andrew go before me because I just asked a question already.
Okay, Andy?
So I'm wondering, given that you guys aren't looking till possibly after January to go dormant, is there going to be another, are you going to need um, another budget to take you out to dormancy?
Well, I can try answering this, unless you want to, Edward.
Well, you know, we do have an approved budget, Andy, for fiscal year 25 because we do have to cover some of our legal expenses. And so we do believe that unless there's a lawsuit, as Commissioner Eads shared, that we will go dormant sometime during fiscal year 25.
So I'm just wondering if there's gonna, if the current budget, what you guys will get through the supplemental will be enough to take you to dormancy, or if you're going to need more.
No, we do need the fiscal year 25 budget because we still have to, as you know, part of the court order, we are responsible for covering the attorney fees, which have not been entered as a part of the court order yet. So it's still being negotiated. And the money that the back bills that we have to pay, the court fees that we incurred, as a result of this process, plus paying the plaintiffs, we're going to need the supplemental plus next year's budget is what I'm sharing with you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Ben?
Yes, I just wanted to get your guys' comments on something that the special master noted, but wasn't necessarily in the court order. You know, the court did not find a VRA, that's U.S. Voting Rights Act, Section 2 violation when it struck down the Linden map. It didn't mention a Section 2 violation in its ruling today, but the special master who reviewed the map did find one, or at least a potential one, in the 7th district on this Crane A1 map. That could be subject to a challenge later that might not land until 2026 or after the elections. But I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that. Are you all, bracing for having to do this potentially again if that gets challenged in court and potentially a judge or a panel finds that that is a reasonable challenge?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think it's a valid point. You know, there's almost always lawsuits when it comes to redistricting matters, no matter who's drawing the map, no matter, what state you look at. It seems like, especially in today's day and age where the law among redistricting is changing nationwide, there are always lawsuits. I think some of the debate that you heard throughout the Senate process touched on that a little bit, but now that we have a map that's been approved by the court, that's really up to the voters. So it's going to be up to the voters to decide. And in 2026, we'll see what the voters say, and we'll see who the candidate for that district is. And at the end of the day, because the Black voting age percentages in that Democratic primary do outweigh slightly the white voting age percentage in the primary, it'll be up to the voters. And once the voters cast their votes and make their decision in 2026, we'll see what happens.
Beth LeBlanc?
Hey, I just wanted to follow up on Andrew's question. I just wanted to clarify. So you guys still owe for obviously your attorneys, the plaintiff's attorneys, and the special masters, and then like court fees and everything. So do you guys, I know, Edward, you mentioned you need like a supplemental plus next year's budget. Have either of those been appropriated by the legislature yet? Because they already approved the budget for the 2025 fiscal year. So I'm just wondering, do you guys need additional, are you looking for an additional appropriation, or you're just waiting for that money to come in?
No, it was, we were included in the budget we got approved for the supplemental, and we were approved for fiscal year 25. I can show you that, I can email the group so you can see that information from the budget.
So that's all you guys won't be going to the legislature for more money because that money is already in the budget.
That we do not anticipate going once again. If there's a lawsuit, then obviously we might have to go back, but that's not the plan right now.
Thank
That-
you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what the state has appropriated in the 2025 budget and the supplemental for 2024 should be sufficient to get us to where we need to be.
Andrew?
So there's talk that it's possible that a lawsuit wouldn't come until after the 2026 election if anything happened with the Senate maps. If you guys did go dormant, is there a plan that you guys have together for reforming?
Yes, that's in the dormancy plan. There is a part of the dormancy plan. There are a few sections to it. One section is about reconvening in case of a further lawsuit.
Together.
I heard some echo. Did you get that?
Yeah, I think it was coming through Edwards.
Yeah, I would refer to the dormancy plan that's on our website. There is a plan in there for the commission to reconvene and reactivate in case there is a further lawsuit. Now, certainly our hope that that doesn't happen, but if it does, we'll be here to defend the work of the commission.
Thank you.
Ben?
This is a little bit of an off-topic question, but I figure since I have you guys here, I might as well ask. Ohio has a ballot initiative to create a commission such as this one. I'm wondering if any of you have been contacted by members of that initiative to give some direction or advice, and if that should pass, do you expect them to tap you all as a resource, much like you tapped the California Commission to assist yourselves?
Well, I have not been contacted personally. I think it would be wise of them to tap us as a resource. We did learn things from Arizona and California just from their experience. Of course, we still had to go through it ourselves and learn, about Michigan, how it's going to work in Michigan since it had never been done. But I think it's valuable to learn from other people's experiences. So that makes sense to me.
Donna, what do you think?
Sure. I have not been contacted either. I think I agree with Commissioner Orton. It would be a good idea. I would certainly be willing to talk to them to discuss the experience that we had here in Michigan.
Yeah, I agree. I think the potential for the Ohio amendments, there are a few differences, especially in like the selection process that they're going through compared to what we have in the Michigan Constitution. But overall, there really aren't that many people nationwide who have done this work. And I think, like I said earlier, one of the things we've kind of proved is that, independent redistricting can work. Citizens can choose their politicians. It doesn't have to be the politicians choosing the citizens. So, whatever we can do to, help that cause, I'm happy to help.
Any other questions before we conclude? If not, on behalf of the MICRC, we thank you for joining us for this press conference regarding the approval of the maps. As always, you're able to access this press conference from our YouTube channel. With regards to that, you can feel free to download it. You have our full permission with regards to that and using that for however you may see fit. Without any further ado, thanks again for coming. Thanks to Commissioner Donna Callahan, Commissioner Anthony Eade, and Commissioner Cynthia Orton for being here, as well as you, the members of the press. Have a great weekend.
If I might interject, I'd just like to say some thanks. First, I'd like to thank our whole team, all of the commissioners, every single one of them. We may have our agreements and disagreements, but all of the commissioners really, came together to put forth a good effort into getting this right. And I appreciate all of you. I'm glad I was able to, help lead us through the Senate process. I'd like to thank Cynthia for leading us through the House process. I'd like to thank you, Edward, for, being our rock through this whole time, as well as all of the previous vendors, all of, the people that help make these meetings happen. Finally, I'd like to thank the press here. You guys have a tough job in making sure that folks are informed of the happenings, and that's not always easy. So we appreciate y'all as well.
Thank you, Commissioner Eade. Commissioner Orton or Callahan, do you have any comments before we end? All right,
None
great.
for me, thank you.
I'll just second what Anthony said. We
All
do
right.
appreciate
Thank
all
you
the help.
again, and have a great weekend.